Oh yeah, what's up guys? It's Apollo here. Hope you guys are doing well. Are you ready for another glorious siege battle? You are going to need your snacks and drinks because today's battle is very unique. So we have a siege at a unfortified settlement, basically a city that does not have any walls. You're going to have to use the inner streets to hold and fight to the last. But there's something very unique about this battle. There's also going to be a huge naval battle in the back here. Lots of ships. So of course this is a 2 versus 2. They're playing on huge army sizes, so they have up to 40 units on the battlefield. It's gonna be a bloody one today. So of course we got the naval units here lined up ready to go, and we have Syracuse who's defending and Carthage who is attacking. Look at Carthage here. They are bringing a bunch of these fire pot ships, so they're really good at ramming and doing a lot of damage, of course with the extra damage of the fire pots. And it just seems like if you're looking at these two forces, right, it seems like Carthage is a little bit outnumbered compared to Syracuse. So maybe Carthage in this situation is just going to try to do as much damage as possible, which is certainly what I would do in this case. But who knows? Maybe Carthage can win, and if they do, they can drop their troops off right at the beach, and they can start attacking the rear of the settlement. But of course, Carthage also has their land force, which is full of deadly forces, swordsmen who are gonna hack and slice their way through the defenses. So we'll see how this plays out, guys. Again, Syracuse also has a very mighty army, even with some artillery here, Greek ballista and stuff. But this is a really cool battle because it is really unique, and I'm excited to see how this turns out. So you guys ready? Here we go. So of course it's gonna start off here with the big bang. It's gonna start off with a lot of ships going in and not a lot of ships coming out. Let's be honest. Also, we have the artillery ships in the back there trying to do as much damage as possible. Let's see what ships. Let's see. It looks like the center ships are gonna hit first here. Oh god, this is gonna be fiery, boys. Here we go. Let's see this. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, boom. Oh my god, look at this. The ships are just going ham right now. Oh. So some good hits there. And look at it. These two ships have just destroyed each other. And these ships over here. And they're just abandoning ship. Really tragic sight there, as most of those sailors are not going to make it. Probably none of them are going to make it. Syracuse is dominating this naval battle again. No surprise there. It was almost more of like a suicidal charge from Carthage, trying to do as much damage as possible. And this isn't good. Is this an admiral? No, heavy tower. Okay, so this is like a big archer ship. So, oh. See, I don't know why they got rid of naval battles in Total War. I mean, it truly is one of the coolest things, a part of the game. I mean, this was so awesome. I mean, I know there's not much to it. It's a lot of ramming, and that's about it. Oh, but I mean, why get rid of them? You know, they're cool. This is awesome. And now you can have a beach landing. It's pretty sick. But good use of the fire arrows over there, trying to light this sucker on fire. Oh, good artillery hit as well. Kind of getting one last little revenge shot. Let's see if they can... Let's see if they can get one more hit. Oof. Oh, I don't know. That was a weird jump. I don't think they are going to be able to get this thing to shoot one more time. So, wait, did Carthage actually land troops? Wow, sneaky Carthage. And even Syracuse is having to disembark here and send up spears to attack the Carthaginian hoplites. But Carthage is making a desperate stand here. I wouldn't have done this. I would have just, well, I guess you have no choice, because it's either they die at sea or they die fighting some of the infantry here. Pick your poison kind of thing. But yeah, Carthage has been wiped and Syracuse naval force is victorious. Again, not a big surprise there because, you know, they heavily outnumbered Carthage. So, big artillery coming down. You gotta love the artillery coming down on the Carthaginians. and trying to soften up their numbers before they actually engage the enemy defenses. So we got mercenary Italian swordsmen, not the greatest of units, but it's a unit. Libyan infantry, which are pretty good. And then we've got the mercenary archers, which are hella good. Hella good. I don't think I've ever said that in a video before. Hella good. But yeah, they're good. And then of course we got a flanking force here of Libyan infantry, supported by more Libyan infantry. They did not bring any pikes, it looks like. At least not at first glance. Hold on, hold that. Okay, there's the African pikeman. Very good unit right there. Very good pike unit. And they've got some hoplites in the back. It was probably max 2 pikes, but it does make sense why they're bringing so many swordsmen. And look at this, already the fight is beginning. We got infantry kind of exchanging some words here with the Syracusian forces. I don't even know. Syracusian? Is that Syracusites? I don't know. I don't know the term for the peoples of Syracuse. But oh my god. Is that archer fire? Holy crap, archer fire just decimating that unit. And the artillery, the Syracuse artillery is trying to soften up these archers and trying to get them off the battlefield, but they're going to need to do a lot more than that. And look at the Libyan infantry. Carthage doesn't want the same thing to happen to his men. Ooh. Look at that. Big ol' fiery balls of justice landing on these boys. Landing on these men. That was a weird phrase. But yeah, Carthage is pushing their infantry against these thorax swordsmen and hoplites. So they're beginning the attack on the flank. I think they're really desperate to try to get to this artillery. And yeah, if I was Syracuse, I would just try to use up all the ammo on this as quickly as possible, because I don't see this line holding. I mean, they'll hold for a while, probably enough to use up all your ammo, but you got to be careful with that, because if Carthage does break through, you don't want to waste this artillery and not use up all the ammo. And then back over here, there's a bold push. Look at this. Bold push. Now, the capture point is a good question. Where is the capture point? I don't know. I don't see a capture point. Well, it doesn't really matter because they're probably going to fight to the death, but I would have thought it would be over here. Doesn't matter. Let's go to this fight over here and see how this battle's going on. Ooh, good arrow support coming down. Ooh, nice little column push. I like this maneuver. Do it all the time myself. Whenever there's a gap in the line, you can really push through. It's not the same thing as pushing through infantry, of course. But Carthage is using their mercenary noble fighters. These are great infantry. And they're going to use that. They're going to maintain the gap and keep pushing in more troops. Syracuse has some reserves. Trying to fire at the backs of these noble fighters, but of course we've got more noble fighters coming in to support the other noble fighters to make sure they don't get outflanked as they boldly push into enemy territory. There are a tons of projectiles going on right now. Just like javies, pila, just flying all over the place. They're going to probably need more infantry up there. Carthage is going to need more infantry up there. And let's not forget, there is a battle going on over here. And look at this. Syracuse is dropping off their naval forces and getting behind Carthage. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I would do for sure. Try to use the naval force as... I mean, the great thing about the naval troops is that they can maneuver. They can maneuver very quickly, and you can shift them around. And it's going to be tough for Carthage to deal with that. And look, we've got more ships over here. Just chilling, just waiting. Because these are Oh, okay. They've got some Scorpion... basically archer ships, alright? Archer ships that are going to be firing at the advance of Carthage. Wow. So Carthage is taking some heavy losses here, but at the same time, Syracuse is starting to break in certain key points of this town. And Carthage is going to go ahead and rush up reinforcements. We got some thorax swords who are exhausted. How is this unit exhausted already? They had to have been fighting elsewhere, and I think they were running to get to this position. Quite surprising to see this unit so exhausted. Libyan infantry is really piling up here to break through, trying to silence this Greek giant ballista. And over here, we even have archers charging through. Here's the good news, though, is that this is going to be open. They're going to be able to rush through there and get the artillery. At the same time, they need to send a unit up this way to make sure you block any forces coming in. That way you don't get outflanked when you push for the artillery. Well, let's see. They got to hurry up and break this unit. I don't know. Well, okay. This unit looks like they're just kind of contesting that area, and they're just going to hold this hill up here. Carthage is really pushing. Oh, my God. Look at this. They are just sending a blob of forces in here. And just projectiles galore. Yeah, this is a prime target to focus down. Okay, so let's just do some slow motion here. I thought, okay, they do have another artillery piece, and here is the town center, guys. Right in the center. What a shocker. But that's why they're holding these units back right here, because they don't want to keep wasting units pushing up, because this is like the last line here. You know, they can't afford to give up any more troops. This town center must be defended, and that is why the artillery is over here. We got the two generals over here as well. It might be time to start calling in troops and kind of just, you know, making the defense a bit more less spread out. That way, you know, it's easier to defend. But we got these big forces of Syracuse just trying to hold key locations in this this defense. But let's see if Syracuse can make a push. I bet they could make a push over here. Carthage is not looking that strong. And if they do, then they can flank around, or they can push down this road. I mean, there's a lot of options they can do there. But Syracuse artillery is now breaking. Let's go back to normal speed. Syracuse artillery is breaking. And yeah, that's really not a surprise. And Carthage is not stopping. They're not even going to take a moment to rest. They're going to push forward, and oh, look at this hoplite formation. That is sick. Look at that. As the infantry charges in, and the hoplites hold this street. So a big battle going on for this street, and there's plenty of reserves for Syracuse. That's going to be a tough fight for Carthage. Over here, same thing. We got pikes. We've got Libyan infantry taking on thorax swordsmen. These pikes are going to be a real pain, but again, focus the archers, and it looks like they are. Do you see the amount of projectiles coming in into this big blob of pike death? And oh my God, look at the reserves over here. Look at this. Just row after row after row after row. They're like, you know, they might slowly push through our infantry, but we're going to make them bleed and go through all these units. And by the time they get to the last one, those pikes are going to be dead. Yeah, this is just like a pike death wall that is pushing through Syracuse's forces. And oh, they're going to send their own pike death wall. Look at that. That's sick. So a nice fight that's going on over there. Let's check the flanks here, where Carthage is setting up some late Libyan hoplites versus some spears and Syracuse hoplites. We got some picked hoplites in reserve. So Syracuse realizes how important this flank is. Carthage has plenty of reserves, guys. Plenty of reserves, which are going to be a real problem for Syracuse unless they can start killing these Carthaginian units. But all the ships have dropped off the troops. I think a lot of these archer units are from the ships. So they are now disembarked and ready to fight and help with the land battle. since they did win their naval. Oh, here we go. Nice. They did win their naval battle, but yeah, the artillery is now opening fire on the African pikemen. I mean, it's danger close. And look at it, now we got hoplites coming in. Yeah, this is too important of a choke point to lose for Syracuse. Pretty epic shot right there. Good God, look at that. And then the arrows come in. Woo! An intense fight for that street. Again, let's, you know what? Let's get a look at the tactical view. Oops. So here's the tactical view. You can see clearly where the points are points of attack. And these 2 points, I would say, right here and here are very important. This is also, the flanks are also important as well, but they could easily, why is the general unit so large? But they could easily pull these units back, right? And then defend, you know, the back lines of these points. But it's nice to be aggressive and actually try to push and hold these points. Because who knows, if you win, you could then wrap around like so, or wrap around here and hit there. I mean, there's a lot of options. So I kind of like this strat of solid defense in the center and then have the wings kind of have the opportunity to push if they are victorious. So we'll see how that plays out for Syracuse. But yeah, it does look like Carthage is starting to run low. They do have some reserves over here of Iberian swordsmen trying to use their projectiles, their skirmishing capabilities to soften up Syracuse a little bit. But it's looking really weak for Carthage, and Carthage is not moving up any more reinforcements. So I think they're going to give up on this flank, which again is good for Syracuse. And the question for Syracuse is, are they going to send the units back to defend and kind of be a support unit, or are they going to be aggressive and push? We'll find out. We will find out. Actually, Carthage might be sending over reinforcements. They've got more mercenary Iberian swordsmen. I like this matchup too, Syracuse versus Carthage. It's a good matchup. Over on this side, it's a bit closer between Syracuse and Carthage compared to the other flank. Got archer support over here as well. Are they out of ammo? They're going to throw them into the fight. Yep. They're going to throw them into the fight. Not sure why. I'm guessing they're just running out of men. I mean, these mercenary archers aren't that bad in melee, but they're not amazing by any means. Uh-oh, some breaking going on from Syracuse. Oh yeah, Carthage has now sent up reinforcements. This is not good. Syracuse is going to have to commit more to this flank. And just like that, when Carthage looked like they were going to lose this side, they just send over a couple reinforcements, and now the tables have turned. How the turntables. But yeah, the infantry is going in, and they're going to try to break through these hoplites. And if they do, that could mean disaster, guys. I mean, I think this is the key to the victory for Carthaginians. If Carthaginians want to win this, they've got to push through here, and they've got to get around these defenses, because this is going to be tough to fight through. And you can already see the loss in men for Carthage. I mean, look at the death over here on this battlefield. Or settlement. The streets are just carpeted by dead, and the fight continues with a lot of numbers. A lot of troops still alive. Oh, geez. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Carthage needs to make a push somewhere, because their men over here, look at this. There's flanks that have barely any Carthaginian soldiers. Yeah, look at, they're breaking. They are breaking. Now, they do have a lot of cav, which is interesting. They have mercenary companion cav, which they could use aggressively, maybe if they can find an opening somewhere and get the cav behind enemy lines. Over here, same thing. Carthage just doesn't have enough men. This is kind of strange. Okay, here we go. Here's some fresh troops. Libyan infantry. Libyan infantry. Moving to the point. Carthage doing what they can, trying to push through. Look at this. Both these units are breaking here. And these units just barely make it in time to protect the flank of these troops. They're going to form their line here really quickly.
Move out!
Trying to protect trying to protect the flank of that side. Here comes the push. Syracuse trying to take back what's theirs. Trying to take back what's theirs. Trying to defend this city very aggressively. I like it. But nice little fight going on that flank. Over in the center, the battle has pretty much been decided. Well, I mean, there's still a couple units over here. And I think what Carthage is going to do is slow down the assault here. Because they want, like, for example, if they send everything they've got and they die, then Syracuse could easily just send their reinforcements to, you know, reinforce the other parts of the battle, or they could even flank around and get behind Carthage. So what Carthage is going to do is kind of be on the defensive now, where he has this one unit of hoplites that's going to keep these units occupied, you know, without fighting. That way, the other battles don't have to worry, you know, the other small pockets of fighting don't have to worry about getting flanked. So a lot of arrow fire coming down on the Libyan hoplites.
Take aim!
Archers firing down, trying to support. Infantry starting to break. Thorax swords doing what they can. Cav is running in. I mean, Carthage is basically throwing everything they've got at these defenders. And it's all they can really do. And they just haven't been able to break through anywhere. Carthage is just holding like a solid stone wall. Here we go. Hoplites now moving in. I mean, this defense is pretty light, but I don't think this one hoplite unit can break through it alone. And then there's Cav nearby. This is Archer Cav. Or, I'm sorry. It's more of like a Javi Cav. And they're just trying to help where they can. More Noble Cav. And look at the reserves here. I mean, there's also Citizen Cav for Syracuse. We've got generals over here. We've got tons of archers, infantry. I mean, this is going to be really tough for Carthage. Extremely tough. Look at, I mean, if they can just... The only way at this point, guys, I would say the only way for Carthage to win this one is to break through a flank. Just one little street or flank, and then try to get behind the other flanks. Like, try to get behind the other defenses. And that way they can surround the infantry and start cutting them up and trying to turn the tide of this battle. But I just don't see that happening. We even have pikes over here. I just don't see them pushing through. If I was Carthage, I probably would have brought way less cav. I think, you know, cav is useful, but I would have brought, you know, I would have brought more infantry or maybe even artillery to try to soften up these defenders. And here we go. Here's some breaking from Syracuse. That's good news there. More breaking over here as well from the spears. Cav is now fighting in melee. And the generals are going to have to get into this battle. We also have some African pikemen sitting back in reserve. It's probably time to send them up. They're going to be needed. I mean, you could send them over here. The African pikemen. But we'll see. I mean, I've seen crazier things. Carthage might be able to pull out a victory here. If they can get like a general kill, or again, if they can flank around somewhere. Look at that flanking fire there. Now they're charging the rear of these picked hoplites. A good maneuver right there. The only problem is that their flank is going to be exposed, and they're trying to protect it by with some mercenary Iberian swordsmen. Gotta love Carthage, the army of mercenaries. Oh, Carthage is breaking here. Tragic. Tragic. And this entire flank, they are causing the thorax swordsman to break, which is good. But that entire flank is looking really bad for Carthage. This fight's still going on. Again, the carpet of death over here. They are making progress, though. Look at this. They've got 57, 48. So they got, like, you know, about 100 units they have to fight through. And they've got some peltas in reserve, so that's going to be tough. Let's not forget yeah, it's a lot of men they've got to fight through. 170 plus. Hoplites over here are losing this battle. No surprise there, but again, they're doing their job, keeping these troops occupied. And then back over on this flank, the Cav is doing what they can. Actually, guys, this might be the opportunity that they need. They've got their Cav overwhelming this flank on Syracuse, and if they can break through and use that Cav to do some hit and run tactics, maybe even try to take out a general, this could be huge. Okay, this battle's not over, guys. This battle is certainly not over. Carthage has finally gotten what they needed, which is a breakthrough. They needed a flank to fall, and I think they just got that. They're probably going to have to send more units up here to hold this line, but the Cav is free to move around. And we got the general. Syracuse has no other choice. They got to send up a general. They're also sending over some spears to help out. Look at Syracuse is down on troops. They got a unit of 36 spears. Here we go. This is the time to take out a general. Let's see if Syracuse's general can hold. And Carthage is coming in with the Cav. They're gonna rush down those spears, who lost like 10 men in that charge. There we go, they break. There's also the citizen Cav, but it's citizen Cav. It's not a big deal. Carthage should send in their general as well. I mean, Carthage might even win this infantry fight over here. This is huge. This is exciting. Come on, Carthage. I'm rooting for the underdogs. I think Carthage is the underdog at this current start. I mean, look at the balance of power. It is in favor of Syracuse, but again, it's not too much to where it's impossible for Carthage to win. It's going to be tough, but Carthage can still win this one. So they're slowly killing this general. Look, he started with 80, now down to 66. But unfortunately for them, infantry is coming in. Of course, they're not going to let their general die. That would be a huge blow to the battle here. Citizen Cav has been defeated. And here we go. Here we go. More Cav is going in to reinforce this battle. They got to try to take out these hoplites. Oh, they're setting up militia hoplites. And they're setting up the thorax swordsman. General is now down to 54. We got a Cav unit flanking around. They are desperate to kill the general. But at the same time, they can't just throw units away. They need every single soldier that fight. Basically, they need all their soldiers to kill 2 before they go down. Kill 2 men before you go down. They're resting up some troops over here in the back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Syracuse is getting a little creative with their cav as well. This is not good. Citizen cav going to the back lines. The retreating troops actually slow down their charge there a little bit. Yeah, that's going to cause a lot of breaking. But it is just citizen cav. If you can focus them down fairly quickly. They're not the greatest in prolonged melee. They killed the general. Syracuse loses their general, at least one of them. And Carthaginian cav is going to fall back. They don't want to lose too many to the infantry. Where is the other general for Carthage? Did he die? Huh. There's the one. But where's the other one? I assume he died. I don't remember seeing the other general fight, unless it was like an infantry unit. But you know what, guys? At this point, I think it's safe to say that Syracuse is going to win this one. They just can't. This cav running around free is going to cause all these men to break. Yep. Very good use of the citizen cav. A very good, you know, that general for Syracuse who died over here was a sacrifice, because he could have sent this cav unit to reinforce that cav battle, but instead he sacrificed the general and is now using the citizen cav to just clean up all the Carthaginian infantry. And all we have now left is the Carthaginian cav. And at this point, I'd be like, all right, boys, it's time to go home. This battle is over. There's no need to die. We can fight another day. But it looks like, you know, that's not how the game works. And we're going to fast forward here a little bit and see what the generals can do. I love this, like, little fight. Let's just see how much damage the Carthaginians can do with this all-cav force. And look at the general has not lost a single cav unit. Here comes a charge. Oh! Oh! That was nasty. Still hasn't used this. Oh, they're gonna break. Here comes reinforcements though. Archers. Still has not lost a single unit, a single man. Oh wait, there's some. Oh wait, no, never mind. I thought that was infantry for some reason. Still hasn't lost a single cav unit, and that retreat kind of slowed down the charge. And now we have the other Carthaginian general. I like to think he's the brother of the other general, and he's pissed. He's pissed, and he's going back for revenge. He's going in for revenge. He's like, you bastard. You killed my brother. And here comes the citizen cav trying to flank around, but the general is going to meet them. The Carthaginian general. And is that everyone? Yeah, that's all of Carthage, the 2 units fighting, and this most likely is going to be the end for the Carthaginian cav. And Carthage and Syracuse, I would say, comes out with a decent victory here. I know it's probably going to call it a Pyrrhic victory. I don't really like how they rate these battles or like classify these victories, because there's some battles that are really decisive and they're like close victory. It's like, what? It's just, I guess, because I don't know. It's like you can't lose any troops. If you lose some troops, and that's just not the the nature of Total War. It's not super realistic, because there are some battles in history where, you know, another army dominated the other army. You know what I mean? And they didn't take a lot of losses. But in this game, you're not gonna get that a lot because these troops throw themselves into the fight. They fight to the last. And there we go. That citizen cav has been defeated. The general's going to run around. And yeah, the cav's going to retreat because they want to get those cycle charges. They want to get big charges off. But you know what's probably going to happen is that they're going to break soon. But we'll fast forward a little bit and wait for this cav to get into position for another strike. They're just, basically, they're just fighting for kills at this point. Because there's no way they're going to win this. I mean, look at this. Look at all the troops just waiting for him. And here we go. This is going to be their final push. Alright, let's watch this charge. Less than a minute left in this replay. Oh, baby. Woo. Probably losing a lot there. The general is now taking casualties. They're going to send a cav over to the other side. Sending up some melee cav to support this fight. Here we go. Maybe they can kill the other general. Wouldn't that be crazy if they kill the Syracuse general and the entire Syracuse army breaks? That'd be insane. But no, the Carthaginian general is breaking, and most likely will be the end of this army. And a hell of a siege battle, guys. That was really fun. The flanks and the choke points and the naval battle going on. That was pretty epic, pretty intense, and yeah, very unique experience. A nice, refreshing siege battle. Different in kind of environment. But yeah, costly victory for, I would say costly victories are fair. It was fairly costly for them. But let's end the battle here and look at the results. So, unfortunately, it doesn't. A lot of the firepot ships didn't get any kills, but technically they did because they destroyed the enemy ship and caused them to jump ship and kind of drown. But yeah, pretty good defense here. Unclutch. This was sent in by Unclutch, getting 4,000 kills. Good God. How is that? 4,000. 332 with this giant ballista. Wow. His archers did fantastic. Yeah, geez. 101 with some spears. So a good spread there of troops. The militia did nothing, but they are militia. So Charlie with his ally getting 2,700. And then both Carthage did well here. We got Armored, who's one of my YouTube members. I appreciate it, Armored. And if any of the other players are, thank you. But yeah, 2,800. Did a pretty good job there. Did all he could. I mean, this was a tough battle for Carthage, but a good one nonetheless. So that's going to wrap it up here, guys, for today's battle. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like. If you didn't enjoy it, don't forget to leave a dislike. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time on the battlefield.